What's up, guys? This is me coaching Lawrence Diamond 2, or he was Diamond 2, now he's Master. Let's get it. I think this video will be super useful. Make sure to leave a like down below if you enjoy it. Any questions about the moves, leave them in the comment section. If you want coaching, Patreon's down below, websites down below as well. Join the Discord, don't be shit, bye. Alright, so talk to me, like, Lawrence, what's the game plan in this game?
Cool. So I think at this point, I'm looking to. So I'm using that video that you put in, that you uploaded. I'm looking at where he's starting. I'm imagining it's going to probably be red because like red is just so strong, right?
Hmm.
But I'm. So I want to get vision on his. Before, usually I would W the bush and try to get vision on his blue and recall at the same time. But now I'm looking to get vision on his raptors to because Gregor says like he can level 2 gank or strong level 3. So I want to ward his raptors. I'm gonna ping for help and ward his raptors to see if I can find an early protect Xerath basically, and see if we can get vision on Greg and where he's pathing.
Okay, so is that your job to ward for Xerath or his?
If anything, sorry, I understand what that question, but I think in
Mm-hmm.
terms of it's my job to track the enemy jungler. I think that's my mentality.
Yes, this is true. But if I'm coaching Xerath here, I would be telling
Mhm.
this guy that this guy's a level 3 champion, and at 120 you can just run through and ward for yourself. And if you want him to go ward, Lawrence, like, just tell him to go ward. It's actually useful you starting Trinket against, like, gankers like this or early game aggressors, because by the end of, like, a full clear, you'll have 2 trinkets if you haven't used them. You can always, like, put one on his
Okay.
camps over here when you clear down and stuff, and then you'll get vision on him next time. So using a
Okay.
trinket is actually, like, important just to save it. Make this guy use the trinket. Like, that's for him, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so I would
Wait. So
just
you
save this,
you
bro.
really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
like mid laner should always ward that. Like, there's no way you should be
Okay.
wasting it because like this vision thing is going to come in handy as well if stuff happens in
Okay.
jungle and in fog and all that. So Xerath should just be warding this, and also here like you give up a little bit of vision topside. Like you never know, they might do some whack stuff where they run through.
Cool.
I agree with you starting red buff this game. If you start blue buff, like Rise might have priority against Xerath. He probably shouldn't do. Maybe depends like on the player, I guess. But anyway, the point I'm making is like if you start blue, Gragas and Rise can hit you. And their 2v2 is a lot stronger than you and Xerath. Like, a lot stronger.
Okay.
Because they can insta-one-shot one of you. So starting red is good. And then, if you always want to, what you can do, Lawrence, if you're against a jungler, a level 3 jungler, I don't think Gragas is going to do anything level 2, by the way. But if you're against, against a Gragas here, like, you can actually just go buff to buff. Because I don't think bot lane means fucking anything in this game. I actually think you can go red, blue, Gromp, and then come back up, which looks so fucking weird to most people.
Mhm.
But because Zed has Ignite, yeah, like, look at this bot lane. It's Ashe and Yuumi against, who's the enemy team? I saw it. It just looks so passive. Nyla and Sona, right? Like, it's so passive. This
Yeah.
lane is important. So I would just be thinking of going red, blue, Gromp, Wolves, Raptors, Krugs. Now, if I change this champion to Kindred,
Mhm.
or maybe Graves, what's the issue if you go red to blue?
The Kindred, they're gonna start on red, right? So they can
Yes?
maybe invade me on my before my level 3.
Good, right? So if they do this, like, it's actually kind of fucked. Because you're not a level 2
Okay.
champion, right? But if Gragas invades you, it's like, it's a level 2 Gragas, he's as shit as me. Does that make
Oh, I
sense?
see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like,
And sorry, question. Why
yeah,
would
yeah.
this be more optimal? Because I actually have the same kind of mentality of top, but from my mentality, it would be better to just clear my red side and then gank top. Why would why would your process, or why do you think that process of going red to blue, what makes that appeal to you?
How do you know you can gank top after 3 camping this top side? Do you know for a fact? Like, you can gank it?
Um,
Well, it's
not from
no,
this spot, no.
exactly, it's not even about ganking, right? It's just like, you're telling me, and lots of people think like this, but it's like, you're telling me that you 100% know you can kill Yasuo. So some people might even go red Raptors Krugs, right? And to me, it
Mhm.
doesn't make sense because you're just like pushing yourself and isolating yourself towards one lane. Whereas if I go like red Krugs Raptors, I can still gank top. But I can do so many other things quicker. If you finish at Krugs, you're adding like 8 seconds to every other path. So the only path that is quicker is that, and it's only by like a few seconds, right? Like if I finish Raptors and lead them up here, I'm going to be here
Mhm.
like it's kind of a similar time. But I
Okay.
also have a full clear if nothing is happening. I also have this if they start blue and mid's got prior with bot. I also have a bot gank if they're pushed up, and I know the enemy jungler started blue buff. Because in
That
3v3,
makes
red
sense.
buff wins. You know what I mean?
So then my other
Mm.
my counterpoint to that would be, what about doing red Raptors Krugs and then like
Basing.
because Tarzan was talking about it's yeah basing getting Dark Seal and then going both side.
I don't
Because I
really.
think the reason I'm asking, sorry, is because you say that I just want to know why you think that or why you would go for the buff to buff over the top side. Sorry, that's the reason I'm asking.
It's just because this Grag might be able to do something, like whether it's like they're like his bot lane might not have priority, but it just gets rid of
Mhm.
like anything like this, gets rid of anything like this. Yeah, there's no buff for him to hit,
Oh, okay,
and you're pathing
I'm with you.
towards top. You know, so lots of people like if you just do 3 camps, right? It's
Hmm.
2:30, yeah. So
Hmm.
you're not going to be top again until 4 minutes,
Oh, I
unless you
see.
just go straight like this. But then you've got to wait 30 seconds for a crab, you know. Or at least
Hmm.
30 seconds for a crab. Like, what do you do? What do you actually do if nothing's happening? It's impossible, right?
Hmm.
To do anything. So, by staying on the map, you're actually active. I talked about this with someone in my Discord, and I think he was around, like, Master EUW, and I could kind of
Hmm.
tell just by the way he was, like, arguing. He said, like, the top lane matchup was, like, Jax against Fiora, and both of them had, like, Ignite or something weird, right? Or Darius, maybe?
Yeah.
And he had an Ezreal Bard bot, and he told me, like, he just wanted to clear his top side, because he's still like near the Darius, but then he was gonna recall. And I'm like, but bro, like you're leaving this top lane at like what 240 until 4 minutes. So
I
I would
see
just
what you're
rather you go
saying. Yeah.
like this, and then you're top from like what 240 until really until like 4 minutes, like where everyone's level 3 and shit happens. You know, this is the shit happens
Oh,
time.
and I guess you're right because also like it's more optimal, right? Because if I'm in that top quadrant during
Mm.
that period, if I'm in bot quadrant during that period, there's nothing gonna happen in bot because it's literally a stale kind of
Yeah, it's chill,
safe.
right? Like, of course there might be
I
kills, bro,
see.
but I don't know. But you're just playing probability. Like, the probability of top fighting is a
Yeah,
heck of a lot higher here than Sona
you're right.
Yumi. Like, I just look at the supports. Like, Nyla, yes, I know she might want to go in, but Sona Yumi's really chill. And there's two
Okay,
exhausts
cool.
in that lane, like... ugh.
And I guess the camps are sequencing to top side too, so it's nice for and it's nicer camp sequencing than doing the 3 camp and then being
Yes,
off, right?
because, like, going from Gromp, if you go Gromp to Wolves, like, your next clear, so let's just say you go Red, Blue, Gromp, Wolves, Raptors, Krugs, or whatever,
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
is that when you finish that, the next time you base, let's just say you gank Yasuo there, you get a kill, you do the crab or whatever. The good thing
Hmm.
there is that when you base, you can just go back to top, which should be the lane that is hopefully ahead.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Yeah, thank you. That really, I understand that.
The other option, man, again, so like that's the first option if you're against a potential level 3 invade, and I think you might be in this game.
Hmm.
Maybe not because you have like a what do you call it? You're against the Nyla, right? So bot will have prio. But I just think you have to start red buff because of this. If you do this and then
Yeah.
Gragas comes over with potential Rise priority and
Hmm.
potential Yasuo against the Zed, Yash should have priority. It's gonna get annoying, right? So if we just start here, it gets rid of all the like the potential aids, you know. But yeah, I want you starting blue buff in a game like this, Lawrence. If you had the same bot lane matchup, because their jungler is like an Evelyn, and you don't give a fuck if they hit you here. Like you'd actually like them to hit you, because your mid laner can
Hmm.
come over, and it's just an Evelyn invade, right? But if this is a
Hmm.
Rek'Sai or something like this, even a Gragas, I think is annoying. Yeah, because he can quickly
Yep.
like damage you to 100 HP, and you've got a flash, and now you can't play the fucking game. Yeah, so you know he starts blue here just because he's not on Raptors, and he'll be on them under the same time as you. So immediately in my head, Lawrence, like, what do you think? So obviously, like, Zed is the preferred lane, right? But remember, like,
Hmm.
jungling, so you've obviously got, like, your camps, right? Have you seen me talk about this? I think this is actually just, like, the most important thing to think about.
Uh.
Maybe not. Fine if you haven't.
Yeah. Sorry. Carry on, and I'll see.
So golden experience, right, is just League of Legends, like, it's always what it's been.
Hmm.
But no one explains it like this. So there's your camps, right?
Hmm.
Then you've got lanes who you're going to kill and stuff, right?
Hmm.
That's how most people think and play the game. And I reckon that's how
Hmm.
you play the game, maybe until recently. But anyway, all I'm adding is enemy camps, because they
Oh,
give
sorry.
you
Yeah, I
this.
did know this. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
You said
seen
that on your
this?
video.
Yeah, and then
Hmm.
enemy jungle, right? So, like, all we're thinking about is just adding 2 more. I'm not saying you do these exclusively. I'm saying you still have all these ingredients, right? I'm just adding a
Hmm.
couple more. And that gives you more options to get golden experience, right? So as soon as
No,
I
you're right.
know
Yeah.
Gragas starts at blue buff here, what do you
Hmm.
think is in my head?
Potential invader on his red.
Excellent, right? Now, I'm not saying you do it, but that's the first thing in my head. And I
Hmm.
look at mid, and I see Prio. I see their bot lane pushed up, and I know I can gank them from behind. You go here, And if you're going here, so like as you're going down here, right? As you're clicking from like so here to here, you would look at bot lane and you look at mid.
Mhm.
Then you would re-click here, hit the blast cone or whatever, and then you click down here, right, to this area. You're not just going to click to red buff. You click in this area first. Then you look and reassess.
Mhm.
And then you're like, well, bot lane is pushed up and they might be half HP or something. Right, here we go. And they haven't got summoners. But I still think the easiest play is to do this. Unless, of course, you just look bot and there are no summoners, 200 HP by the time you get here. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, let me put it this way as well, Lawrence. Like, this is how, because I remember when I was like Diamond Master and stuff, and I had how do I put it? Like, I actually can't remember like thinking critically about the game, like, or taking accountability for stuff. I'd always just like ping other people or type in chat and stuff, and it was just like a big coping mechanism for not being in like higher elos, which is why there's a bunch of them, right? You might hear like people talk about, oh, I've got an 80% win rate Smurf in Diamond. That dude's coping because he can't get chow. So he's trying to like justify his existence in a lower elo to make himself look
100%.
better than he is, right?
Yeah.
So it's just all coping. We're just gotta be honest. Like I'm not good enough at the moment to be in chow, but I can be. So let's figure out what the fuck it is that I can do. That's the empowering part of it. Yeah, if you're gonna gank top, just go through river. I don't know why you wouldn't just go around, right?
Oh, wait, how come? Sorry, what was your reasoning?
Well, just because unless you think this is like warded, maybe, but I don't think Rise is warded. Go through here. Just saves time, right? I think. Maybe.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And this could be warded as well. I don't think he's actually warded, but yeah. Do you know what, this will be important. Do you know what level solo lanes hit 3 off, or what level? What minion, sorry. Level 3 is off what minion?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
So second melee of third wave. So this Yasuo here will hit 3 off one of those dies. And Zed, I would, like, if I was you, Lawrence, you should probably wait until Zed hits level 3 as well, yeah? So I'm saying this just, like, generally here as a tip. That's really important. Do you have to, like, blow all your spells like this, or...?
In what way, sorry?
Just because he's got his W up. Can't you just, like, run up to him and just save your stuff? Like, just pop your health pot and just run at him?
Maybe, Wait, so...
So just pop your health pot and run into him because he's got his W up. It's just awkward, right? Like, just close the gap and then, like, Q or EQ when he flashes. Like, just save everything.
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know why you blow everything. Bit too key, mate. You're thinking about the Zerath, Lawrence. Thinking about the Zerath, mate.
Yeah, I am. I think I am. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with
No,
this.
you know what? I'm